People view dogs and cats differently, obviously, because they have different personalities, different temperaments. You can, for the most part, play fetch with a dog where most cats don't play fetch, although there are some that do. You don't take them to the dog park. You don't generally do the kinds of activities with cats that you do with dogs. And so it just depends on what kind of activity you want, what kind of fulfillment you want with a pet. And I think that has a lot to do with why people choose dogs over cats. There's also a maintenance issue. People view cats as slower maintenance than dogs. And in some cases that's true too, but cats always require the same kind of bonding with their people. They obviously need proper nutrition and exercise. They need medical care. And if they have health issues, the same care is required to make them better as it is with dogs. Cats are so prolific, you can find them everywhere, free for givens on bulletin boards, in grocery stores. They're so accessible everywhere that it's not a surprise that people are less likely to adopt one than they are to get one free or somewhere. They're so prolific, it doesn't take more than a few litters to create lots and lots of cats out there that have never been in a home. They've never been in any kind of a social human environment. And most of them don't do well in that social environment, in that home environment, and are very wild and very very likely to bite if they're cornered or picked up or if you try to catch them. We take pets to Petco some weekends. We try and advertise any way we can. We're on the national petfinder.com is a national pet registry of many shelters in the nation that can be viewed by people all over the country. We are putting cats in places we don't normally put cats, which is up in the lobby.
How long have you been doing that?
Probably since the overflow of cats this summer. We started doing that, and it's not, like I said, it's not the thing we normally do, but we want to give these cats as much of a chance as we can. There's some great cats that come through here, absolutely awesome pets for somebody if they would, stop and take a little bit of time to get to know them. So we started putting them up there, and people seem to enjoy that. They seem to enjoy having that instant contact with pets in the lobby, so we just continued to keep them there.
And has it resulted in some adoptions?
Well, sure. There was some media information out there last summer about the number of cats we had. We did have quite a few people come in, and when we have kittens, kittens of course is that's great to have up front, right, as people come in, and we don't always have kittens, but it does help, I think, because it gets people in the mood to check out the other pets we have, and we do get a lot of cats adopted from up front here. So. And I think one of the misconceptions is that the only kinds of cats we get are kittens, and that's really not true. We do get some litters of kittens, but by far the greatest number of cats that we get are those that are probably between the ages of 1 and 6 or so. But yes, we've had, and this applies to both cats and dogs, some pretty elderly pets, as old as 13, 14, and some of them are in very good health, and there's no reason why they couldn't provide or enjoy, a home atmosphere for as many years as they can, The ones in the front of the building here, those cats are available for adoption, and ideally those would be the only ones we have. But the area in the back is where we keep stray cats and hold them for an impound time of 5 days. The room in the back is it's called our stray cat room. It's where we hold those cats for their 5-day impound because they're really not available to the public until they're placed for adoption, because they might be claimed, there might be some medical issues, there might be some other things that we need to deal with, but so their impound time comes and goes, and if there's still a full house up front, then they need to wait it out in the back before they can be moved up front. So we take pictures of those cats that are available for adoption and put those in the windows up front here. It's extremely frustrating because we just feel sometimes like we're a revolving door. You know, they come in and we're not able to place them, and it's very frustrating. And then when you talk to pet owners about their litter of kittens that they bring in, well, are you going to get your female fixed? Can we help you do that? Well, no, I'm really not interested in doing that. You know, we've had people tell us that they want litters of kittens only until they're about 4 months old, and then they don't want them anymore because they're not cute anymore. But they refuse to get their female fixed because they want that cuteness over and over and over every year. And that's a really frustrating situation to try and deal with. To try and make people understand that this is irresponsible, and it's hurting pets. You know, it's just not an acceptable way to deal with the pet overpopulation. This idea that it's fine for all cats to roam outside is not appropriate, especially not when you're in a city that has an ordinance stating that unleashed cats cannot be outside. Plus the fact that we still see these unspayed and unneutered animals roaming the streets and creating more kittens and creating more of a problem. Cats are domesticated animals. They do perfectly well indoors. They should be kept indoors. They don't get into danger. They don't get hurt. They don't get diseases. They don't get picked up and brought here. You know, we get calls from people who say, well, he always comes back. You know, he always comes back, but this time he didn't. Well, there's lots of things out there that can hurt those cats, and they need to stay indoors. They need to be spayed and neutered. They need to impress upon their friends and neighbors that that's the thing to do. Call legislators and say it might not be a bad idea to implement a spay-neuter requirement in the state of North Dakota. They can contact their vet clinics and encourage them to think about low-cost spay-neuter clinics. Our first priority is to stray animals. So that probably accounts to about 75-80% of the pets that we take in. We do take surrendered pets on a space-available basis.
So it's just tough when we get so many.
And we try to take them in as soon as we can. We ask them if we can't get that pet in today, that they continue calling us, and we'll try to get it in as soon as we can. But that pet has a home for the time being. The strays that come through the door, they don't have anywhere else to go. I would say at least 75% of the calls that we get here are people wanting to bring a pet in. And these are pets that are owned by them. You know, and we do really encourage that they do that first before bringing them here, because we do not want to be considered just a convenient disposal site for people's pets. And that's sometimes what their idea is, that's what we are, but really it's not. So we'll do everything we can for them, but the strays do come first, and they are our first priority.